Let me ask you something honest. How many times have you looked in the mirror or laid in bed at night and said to yourself, tomorrow is the day I finally fix my life? You know the drill. You feel a burst of motivation at 11 p.m. You set that alarm for 5 a.m. You create this perfect movie montage in your head. You imagine yourself waking up before the sun, studying for 3 focused hours, exercising, meditating, reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book, and maybe even cooking a healthy, aesthetic breakfast. You feel ready. But then, tomorrow actually comes. The alarm goes off. It's dark. It's cold. And what happens? You hit snooze. Just once, you think. Then again, you grab your phone to check the time. But your thumb instinctively opens Instagram or TikTok. You scroll. You delay. You bargain with yourself. And suddenly, it's noon. You feel guilty, so you procrastinate more. And before you know it, it's night again. If this sounds familiar, if I just described your yesterday, please, don't worry. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are simply not alone. Every single student, from high school to PhD candidates, struggles with the architecture of their day. But here's the good news. The difference between the top 1% of students and everyone else isn't usually IQ. It's routine. Once you master your daily routine, you unlock a cheat code for life. You get more focus, more energy, and ironically, you get more free time to do whatever you want. So, in this video, I'm going to give you the blueprint. This isn't one of those study for 18 hours a day, torture schedules that lead to burnout in a week. This is a balanced, realistic routine designed for human beings, not robots. Stick with me until the very end, because we're going to cover the psychology of habits and the specific traps that ruin your focus. Let's start with the why. Why is a routine so critical? Think about your smartphone. It's a powerful device. But imagine if you never charged it. Imagine if you never updated the software. Imagine if you had 500 apps running in the background all at once. What happens? It overheats. It lags. It crashes. It becomes a useless brick of glass and metal. Your brain is exactly the same. Without proper rest, without a charging schedule, and without closing the background tabs of your life, your mind crashes. The hard truth is that students don't fail because they aren't smart enough. They fail because they don't know how to structure their energy. They swing between two extremes. They either overwork until they burn out, or they underwork and fall behind, which creates anxiety, which leads to more procrastination. A balanced daily routine is your operating system. It removes the need for willpower. Discipline beats motivation every time, because motivation is a feeling, but discipline is a system. You won't always feel like studying, but if your day is designed correctly, your routine will carry you through even when your motivation is at 0. Let's build this day, starting with the morning routine. First, the wake up. Let's be real. Stop setting 10 alarms. If you set an alarm for 6, 6:05, 6:10, and 6:15, you are training your brain to ignore your own commands. You are starting your day with failure, and you don't need to join the 4 a.m. club to be successful. That often leads to sleep deprivation. The sweet spot for most students is waking up between 5:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. Why this window? Because the world is still quiet. Your parents might be asleep, your friends aren't texting yet, the streets are empty, there is no noise. No one asking you for anything. It is just you and your potential. Now, listen closely, because this next part is where 90% of students lose the battle. The huge mistake. Do not touch your phone. The moment you open your eyes and check Instagram, Snapchat, or your emails, you are inviting 50 strangers into your bedroom. You are letting other people's lives, other people's emergencies, and dopamine-spiking entertainment hijack your brain chemistry before you've even brushed your teeth. You are starting your day in a reactive state, not a proactive one. Instead, try this protocol. Get up immediately. Stretch your body to release tension. Drink a large glass of water. Your brain is dehydrated after 8 hours of sleep. Open your curtains or step outside. Let natural sunlight hit your eyes. This isn't just nice, it's biology. The light hits your retina and signals your brain to stop producing melatonin, the sleep hormone, and start producing cortisol, the wake-up hormone. Then, just breathe for 2 minutes. No rushing. No panic about the exam. If you start the morning with chaos, you will carry chaos with you all day. If you start with calm, you own the day. Think of it like turning on the Wi-Fi router before you try to load a web page. Your body is the router. Your brain is the laptop. If the body is stagnant, the connection is weak. Movement pumps oxygenated blood to the brain. It wakes you up better than caffeine. Finally, for the morning, fuel. Your brain is an energy hog. It burns glucose. If you skip breakfast, you run on fumes. This is why you get hangry or lose focus at 10:30 a.m. You don't need a chef's meal. Oatmeal and a banana. Eggs on toast. A smoothie. Keep it simple, but put fuel in the tank. And I will repeat this. Drink water. Dehydration mimics the feeling of fatigue. Next time you think I'm lazy, drink 500 milliliters of water. You might just be thirsty. Now, we enter the morning study session. This is your golden hour. Biologically, your cognitive alertness is usually highest in the late morning. Do not waste this mental sharpness on replying to emails, organizing your folders, or watching YouTube. Use this energy for your hardest task. This is the concept of eating the frog. If you hate math, do math now. If you need to memorize history dates, do it now. If you are coding, debug now. 1 hour of focused work at 8 a.m. is worth 3 hours of tired work at 8 p.m. How do you do it? The Pomodoro technique. Set a timer for 50 minutes. Commit to pure focus. No multitasking. Put the phone in another room. For 50 minutes, you are a machine. Then, take a 10-minute break. Critical rule. During that break, do not look at a screen. Your brain needs to rest, not switch from work focus to TikTok dopamine. Stare at a wall, pet your dog, stretch. Give your brain a true pause. Now, let's talk about the afternoon routine. This usually involves classes, lectures, or labs. The danger zone here is becoming a passive zombie. You know the feeling. You sit in the lecture hall. The teacher is droning on. You nod your head. You copy down exactly what is on the slide, but your brain is off. You aren't learning. You're transcribing. Here's the trick. Be an active learner. Don't just copy. Rephrase. If the teacher says a complex definition, write it down in your own simple language. Ask questions, even if you just ask them in your notebook. After class, spend literally 3 minutes doing a brain dump. Without looking at your notes, try to scribble down everything you just learned. This forces your brain to recall information, which strengthens the memory pathways. It's like planting a seed in the soil versus just throwing it on the pavement. Then comes lunch and the slump. You eat a heavy, greasy lunch, maybe a burger and fries, and 30 minutes later, you hit a wall. You want to sleep. You doom scroll on the couch. This is biology. Digestion takes energy. To fight this, eat a lighter lunch with protein and veggies. Avoid the sugar spike and crash of soda. The power break. If you are home, take a 20-minute power nap. Set an alarm. If you sleep longer, you enter deep sleep and wake up groggy. If you can't nap, go for a walk. Fresh air is the reset button. It reminds your brain that there's a world outside of your textbooks. So, you've survived the day. Now we enter the midday afternoon study block. Your energy is naturally lower now than it was in the morning. Don't fight this. Work with it. Use the afternoon for practice-based work. Don't try to learn brand new, complex theories now. Instead, do things that require action. Solve math problems. Write the essay draft. Do practice quizzes. Make flashcards. The physical act of writing or solving keeps you awake when your brain wants to drift. Now, the evening routine. It's 6 or 7 p.m. Your brain is fried. You feel heavy. This is mandatory. Movement. You need to close the stress cycle. Go for a run. Play basketball. Dance in your room. Whatever gets your heart rate up. Exercise releases endorphins and clears the cognitive fog accumulated during the day. Students who exercise in the evening actually sleep deeper and retain more information. After movement, engaging in creative time is essential. You are a human, not a USB stick. You need hobbies. Draw, paint, write in a journal, play the guitar, cook a new recipe. This isn't wasting time. This is active recovery. Using a different part of your brain allows the analytical part to rest and recover for tomorrow. It makes life feel worth living. so that you aren't just a studying machine. If you need an evening study session, keep it light. This is the time for low cognitive load tasks. Review your notes from the morning. Organize your binder. Plan the week. Do not try to learn quantum physics at 9:30 p.m. You won't remember it, and you'll just get frustrated. By structuring it this way: hard work in the morning, practice in the afternoon, light review in the evening, you end the day feeling accomplished, not guilty. We are in the home stretch. The night routine. Before your head hits the pillow, spend 10 minutes on tomorrow's plan. Write down 3 to 5 specific tasks for tomorrow. Be precise. Don't write study science. That is too vague. Write complete chapter 4. Physics problems 1 through 10. Why do this at night? Because your brain hates open loops. If you go to bed thinking about all the vague stuff you have to do, your brain will spin with anxiety. When you write it down, you are telling your brain, I have a plan. It is safe to power down now. Now, the hardest challenge of all, the digital sunset. You need a strict rule. No screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Your phone, laptop, and TV emit blue light. This light tricks your brain into thinking it is 12 noon. It suppresses melatonin. This is why you lie in bed scrolling TikTok until 2 a.m. Feeling tired but wired. Replace the screen with an analog activity. Read a physical book. Fiction is great for sleeping. Journal. Listen to quiet music. Let your brain wind down naturally. And finally, sleep. There is no badge of honor for pulling an all-nighter. It is actually stupid. Sleep is the save button on your computer. When you study, you load data into temporary memory. When you sleep, the brain moves that data into long-term storage. If you study for 5 hours and sleep for 3, you wipe out the work. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Protect your sleep like your grades depend on it, because they do. Let's bring this all together with the most important piece of the puzzle: your mindset. You can have the perfect schedule written down, but it is useless if you are paralyzed by comparison. Stop looking at the student who claims they study 14 hours a day. I promise you, half of that time they are staring at a wall or checking their phone. They are lying to themselves and to you. Focus on quality, not quantity. Focus on consistency, not intensity. It is infinitely better to study for 4 focused hours every day for a month than to study 12 hours for 2 days and then crash for a week. The tortoise beats the hare because the tortoise doesn't burn out. And please, hear this. You will mess up. You will have days where you snooze the alarm. You will have days where you eat the pizza and doom scroll for 3 hours. That is okay. That is part of being human. The routine isn't about being perfect. It's about having a baseline to return to. If you fall off the wagon on Tuesday, don't throw the whole week away. Just restart on Wednesday. So, there you have it. The perfect daily routine. Morning, deep focus and sunlight. Afternoon, active practice and application. Evening, movement, creativity, and connection. Night, planning and recharging. Try this. Give it 30 days. You will see a change in your grades, your stress levels, and your happiness. Discipline isn't a punishment. Discipline is simply choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Discipline today becomes freedom tomorrow. Go own your day